Alright, now let's work on some trickier questions using Qualtrics. I already have my Qualtrics open and my test survey open, so whatever survey you're working on, go ahead and pull it up and add questions that are relevant to your study. I made a new block to designate where my new questions are going. So we have already talked about descriptive text, graphic, multiple choice, and text entry. Let's work on some of these other questions that are answer things a little more efficiently. So let's start with the matrix table. And what this does is compares two scales. One could be your topic and one can be your actual measurement. So let's do something like this. So if we're talking about auto manufacturers, what makes the most sense is to put your topics here. That's good for now. And you would put as many as you want in here, and you can even put an other if you want. So now we're going to do back to the scale, and for this one, I'm talking about familiarity. So we can start with for this one, so I want more than 3 of these variables. This is where you can go up here. Statements are these ones, the auto manufacturers, and scale points are this axis. So let's go ahead and add one more. And make a little bit more sense. All right, so now we have a table like this that allows us to pick one per column. So we can't go more than one statement across, but we can do all the way down for one scale point. So similarly, we can turn this into a multiple answer question. So let's go ahead and create a new question using a matrix table. And let's do something that fits with the topic. And we'll use the same brands. And my typing is bad, of course. All right, so now let's pick some things that are ways you would describe each brand. So for instance, reliable, we'll use these 3 for now just to get the point. We can go over here and turn this into a multiple answer. So again, we can go all the way down on this one, but we can also go all the way across. And theoretically, you can highlight all these. All right. Another way to do this, or another option you could do, is do a rank order, and that could tell you something like how much do you like each brand. So let's go here and type in our brands again. And on this one, it's a slider menu, so if you like VW most, I'm having troubles moving it, but you would be able to click and move these in any order that you want to say which one you like the most and least. You can compare answers like this to the answers you get to these two questions above. So now we can do some other questions. A slider will allow you to slide how much, in this example, how much money you spend on the following items. And that one's in percentages, so what percent of your actual money do you use on all of these? An easier way to do that would be go to this constant sum one, and it's the exact same questions, but this one you have to add up to 100%. This one has the option of going all to 100%, and that doesn't make much sense. So we go with constant sum, and we can do something like go here, Toyota, Audi, Volkswagen, Chevy, and Ford. And here you have the option of doing it as a choice, as bars, where you can slide what you want, or the sliders, like the other question. For this, choices makes the most sense. And here you can go in and say how much or how likely you are to buy a certain brand. And what you want to do is, for a question like this, you want to make sure that if you're doing percentages, you better make a note of that. Because we're doing it like this, you want to make sure that people know that this is added up to 100%. So that's where you go over to the right-hand side. And that's where you can enforce these ranges, what they can insert a number as, and this validation, how it must total 100%. So if someone does 100% for one and 1% for the other, it adds up to a 101, and that doesn't count. If someone puts 50% and nothing for anything else, that also won't work. So in this case, it'd be best, because they don't need to add up to 100. It's possible that you won't buy any of these. You can put validation of none and make sure that this max value is 100, and they can't go over that. If you do something along the lines of something that must add up to 100%, that's where you would go back and add this custom validation and how it must total 100%. So that's it for this set of demonstrations. Check the next video for a few more advanced questions and demonstrations.